covering Mustang Wrestling. The Mustangs are here at Northridge High School in Greeley. And Mustangs are going to have a quick night tonight. We have 3 junior varsity matches and just 6 varsity matches. Out of the 14 weights, there are absolutely no upper weights for the Northridge Grizzlies. So we're looking at a quick night tonight. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. It's brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions. Cargill Meat Solutions take as much pride in the community as they do in the products they provide to their customers. Part of the KSIR B106 Scholarship Program. Well, we have 3 JV matches. Our first JV match actually concluded. Seth Gapter out there for the Mustangs was pinned by Christian Cutler in 59 seconds. And right now at 132 pounds, Moises Sebastian, the junior for the Mustangs, is out on the mat right now. And he is wrestling against Tyler Martinez. So those wrestlers are tied 3-3. We have one more JV match, and that'll be Powers Wilno. And he'll be out there wrestling against Isaias Rodriguez, that 138-pound match. We'll get to our varsity lineup. That'll start tonight at 182 pounds, and we will have Chris Shriver taking a bye for the Mustangs. Jesus Ibarra will take a bye for the Mustangs. There are no wrestlers at 220 and 285. Angel Del Campo will take a bye. He'll get a forfeit after a nice win last night. And for the Grizzlies, they'll have a wrestler at 106 pounds. That'll be David Flores, and he'll take a bye. Ian Ringstrom will be wrestling against Daniel Flores at 113 pounds. At 120 pounds, Cody Carpenter will wrestle against Dylan Pickrell. And at 126 pounds, the Mustangs are going to be open tonight. Justin Wood was injured last night in his match, and we understand that he went and got an MRI done earlier today. No results back yet to pass on, but could be a fairly serious injury for Justin Wood, so not good news for him. When we get results at our next wrestling match, we'll pass that along and tell you about his status. So no Mustang at 126 pounds. There'll be a forfeit there as Dylan Pickrell will step out and have his hand raised for Northridge. At 132 pounds, Jake Jerkin will take on Willie Castillo. And Caleb Stills wrestling at 138 will take on Eric Palomino. Richard Herrera in there at 145 pounds. He'll wrestle against Refugio Flores. And then Derek Gray, Brandon Hoffman, and Ben Hokanala will all have forfeits. So going to be a quick night tonight. Right now, looking at the scoreboard in our JV match here, it is a tie match, 7-6. The lead is for Moises Sebastian. The Mustang wrestler on top looking for the takedown. And he'll get it right at the edge of the mat, and he'll go up by a score of 9-6. It's 40 seconds left in the second period. I'll tell you about one or two more of our sponsors here before we get into our opening match. T.O. Charlie's. See T.O. Charlie's for a great used car truck today. If you don't see what you want on the lot, they'll find it for you. It's 700 West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we will give you the update on the rest of the JV matches and get ready for our varsity lineup here on Morgan County's B106. Welcome back to Northridge High School. The Mustangs wrestling here against the Grizzlies, and Grizzlies look to be down this year. Taking a look at their varsity lineup, just 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wrestlers in their lineup. 7 out of the 14 weights filled for Northridge. So Mustangs in good shape to win this duel. In fact, they'll probably be able to win this duel based on forfeit without having to win a match. We are in JV match number 2. We have 3 junior varsity matches. And in that first match, Seth Gapter, the sophomore for the Mustangs, he was pinned in 59 seconds. And Moises Sebastian is out there right now. He had to get some blood cleaned up. He leads in the match by a score of 9-8, and we're underway in the third period of that match. 2 wrestlers on their feet, and Sebastian gets another takedown and gives up the escape. He will go up by a score of 11-9. And a minute 25, and his opponent in on the shot, but Sebastian will slip behind for another takedown. Just going to play the takedown game to finish out this match. He's up by a score of 13-9. Gives up the escape again, making it 13-10. Two wrestlers continuing on their feet. Sebastian in on a shot. And he's going to get lateral dropped, and he's in trouble. put onto his back. He's leading the match. He didn't take it down. He just got pinned. Leading in the match, and he got pinned. With 46 seconds left in the match. 5:16 the pin time. For Tyler Martinez over Moises Sebastian. So that'll bring us to our final junior varsity match of the night, and that'll be Powers Wilno. Powers Wilno is a sophomore for the Mustangs, and he's going to be wrestling Isaias Rodriguez. These two wrestlers will get out and get underway. I'll check in, and we'll be underway with our final varsity match here in just a moment. Here at Northridge High School, they do have the mat lighting, so at about 10 feet right above the center of the mat, that's the only light on in the gymnasium right now. Two wrestlers, forehead to shoulder, clamped on tight. They continue to pressure against each other. Wilno shoving Rodriguez out near the cheerleaders. And they'll come back to the center and try it again. Two wrestlers stay on their feet. Again, Wilno just shoving Rodriguez around. See if he can turn that into a takedown. Rodriguez several inches taller than Wilno. Wilno trying to reach through to grab the back of a knee, but he can't reach that far. Here comes the toss by Rodriguez, and he's got Wilno. He puts Wilno onto his back, and Wilno trying to roll him through and come out on top, and he does it. So can he get it? It's going to end up being 5-2. Wilno couldn't get any back points out of it. Actually, you know what? Only 2 back points for Rodriguez. So a 2-point takedown, 2 back points for Rodriguez, then the reversal by Wilno, and then the escape by Rodriguez. So they're on their feet now, and Powers Wilno trails by a score of 5-2. All of that scoring happening in a matter of about 10 seconds. Wilno on a pretty weak shot, and he gets driven down to the mat on a big hard sprawl. Rodriguez must be hearing impaired. We have an interpreter out for the coaches doing sign language, seeing sign language from an interpreter over on the far over in front of the Northridge bench. Kind of interesting to watch. Rodriguez turns the choice off. Wilno is going to work from the bottom. So Rodriguez will ride from the left side. Here's Wilno up onto his feet. He gets dropped back down onto his stomach. That's got to be tough. You can see Rodriguez looking back to see what's being said, but got to be tough when you have to look back to see what you're trying to hear. Izzy Rodriguez, the Northridge wrestler, and he leads by a score of 7-2. Wilno going to roll through and get a 2-point reversal. That'll make the score 7-4. Minute 20 to go in the second period. So Wilno starting the period from the bottom, is able to work a 2-point reversal, brings him within 3. 7-4 the score. Wilno riding in Rodriguez. Hits a switch, gets turned back in, and he gets the reversal. So that'll put Rodriguez up by a score of 9-4. Here's Wilno up onto his feet. Tries to get turned back in, but gets driven out of bounds. 48 seconds to go in the second period. Again, this is junior varsity match here at 138 pounds, the final JV match of the night, and we will only have 6 varsity matches. Here's Wilno up onto his feet, tries to get turned back in. Gets driven back down, and Rodriguez nearly had the hands locked, but he breaks them apart just in time. Wilno working to make his way up. Still down. Now back to the base position. Rodriguez working a wrist, and now a caution. He's going to go for stalling. And that will go against Rodriguez. Wilno jumps back into position. 24 seconds left in the second period. Here's Wilno up onto his feet, tries to get turned in, but gets driven out of bounds again. Rodriguez jumps on the left side. Powers Wilno, the Mustang wrestler, down 9-4. Down to 15 seconds to go in the second period. Got a reversal, but then was taken down. So he continues to trail by 5. Armbar coming from Rodriguez. He doesn't have enough time to walk it over in the period, though. And so we'll head to the third period, where Morgan's Powers Wilno trailing by a score of 9-4. Wilno's going to ride in the third period. At the conclusion of this match, we will take a timeout. We'll come back, run you through the varsity matches, and get you ready for this conference matchup between the Fort Morgan Mustangs here at Northridge High School taking on the Grizzlies. Nice win for the Mustangs last night against Fort Lupton. 44-33 the final score in the duel. There's the second stalling notice against Rodriguez, and this time it costs him a point, so that'll make it 9-5. So Wilno now trails by 4. Wilno jumps on the left side. Drives Rodriguez down to his stomach. Big hard crossface coming for Wilno. Looking at a corkscrew, trying to walk around the head. Got it tilted about halfway over. I don't know if he's going to be able to get far enough. Now he gets out too far out to the side, and Rodriguez will slip through and get the 2-point reversal. So Powers Wilno, the Mustangs, trailing 11-5 now. Mustangs in danger of losing all 3 of these JV matches. Wilno trying to make his way up onto his feet with 50 seconds left in the match. He trails by 6. 11-5 is the score. Rodriguez latches onto that left wrist, gets it behind the back, trying to set up an arm bar, but he picked up that wrist, got lifted up too high up on the back, and we get a potentially dangerous call. So that stops the wrestling. We'll go back to the center and try it again. We're down to 36 seconds left on the clock here in the match. Wilno working from the bottom, trailing by 6. Side drag puts him right back down onto his stomach. Rodriguez has that arm barred up. Down to 15 seconds left in the match. There's the arm barred up now. Rodriguez steps over the head, and back points being waved off against Powers Wilno. Down to 7 seconds left in the match. Can he avoid the pin? I think he'll keep his right shoulder up high enough to avoid it. Final score of this one will be 11-5. So actually add on 2 more points, so it's 13-5 is the final score. So the 3 junior varsity matches, Seth Gaffner is pinned in 59 seconds. Moises Sebastian is pinned in 5 minutes and 16 seconds. And Powers Wilno loses a 13-5 decision. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll come back with the varsity action. Back after this on Morgan County's B106. And welcome back. We're ready for varsity action here. We're going to be starting at 160 pounds. I'm just finishing announcing the lineups. But let me read you the parade of empty weights here. The Mustangs starting at 160 pounds tonight. Brandon Hoffman will take the first forfeit. Then Ben Hokenadel and Chris Schreiber and Jesus Ibarra will all have forfeits. And then at 220 pounds will be open, so neither team with a wrestler. Angel Del Campo will pick up a forfeit at 285 pounds for the Mustangs. Mustangs giving up the 106-pound weight. David Flores is wrestling there at 106. He'll take a bye for Northridge. At 113 pounds, Ian Wingstrom will be wrestling against Juan Lopez. At 120 pounds, Cody Carpenter wrestles against Dylan Pickrell. At 126 pounds, again, the Mustangs are open after that injury to Justin Wood last night. Injured his knee. I did go and get an MRI done on that knee, but we're not sure of the results. That hasn't been made available yet anyway, so not sure of the status of Justin Wood just yet. And so the Mustangs are open at 126. Jesus Ochoa picks up a forfeit there. At 132, Jacob Gherkin is going to be wrestling against Willie Castillo. And our final match of the night will happen at 145 pounds with Richard Herrera of the Mustangs wrestling against Refugio Flores, and Derek Gray picking up a forfeit at 152 pounds. So that's what we're looking at here. So we're going to get a parade of forfeits. Bunch of hands waved up in the air before we get to our first wrestling match. Will actually not happen until Ian Wingstrom. So we'll get all these hands raised up, and while they do that, it'll give me an opportunity to tell you about a few of our sponsors here. And our opening match is going to be brought to you by Ingmar Phillips Insurance. Ingmar Phillips Insurance, locally in Fort Morgan and Brush. They offer home, health, auto, farm, business, and workers' compensation insurance. That's Ingmar Phillips Insurance, bringing you our opening match. Platte Valley Hearing Center, 417 Main Street in Fort Morgan, getting your hearing to its very best. The Ackley Building Center, one of our sponsors tonight. Your one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard. Ackley Building Center, located at 1402 Mill Street in Brush. Morgan Federal Bank is your one-stop shop for all of your banking and investment needs, from checking to savings to IRAs. 321 Ensign Street. Morgan Federal Bank. There is a difference. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. So we're getting the hands all raised here. Chris Shriver just making his way out to pick up his forfeit. And then the double forfeit will come up next. And Angel Del Campo on his way out now. Excuse me, that's Jesus Ibarra out at 195 to pick up his forfeit. Now Angel Del Campo making his way out to pick up his forfeit. And now at 106 pounds, David Flores will step out and take his forfeit. So when this is all done, before we get to our first match of the night, the dual score is now going to be 30-6. So the Mustangs lead in the duel 30-6 before a match is even wrestled. So we're finally ready for our first match of the night. And it's going to be Juan Lopez of the Grizzlies wrestling against Dean Wingstrom. Wingstrom, the junior, is underway. So we've got our first match of the night finally going here. Two wrestlers forehead to forehead. Our first varsity match, anyway, I should say. Flores shoves Wingstrom near the edge of the mat. He bounces out, but comes back in. They'll continue wrestling. Duck under attempt by Lopez. Wingstrom slips in behind and he'll get his 2-point takedown. Wingstrom up 2-zip. Now they dance near the edge of the mat. The whistle blows, and we'll go back to the center and try it again. 1 minute, 24 seconds left in the first period. Ian Wingstrom leading 2-zip after an early takedown. Wingstrom trying to side drag Lopez down onto a hip, can't get him there. Then tries to wrap up, throwing a leg. Can't get that connected. And now Lopez just pressuring, flopping back into Wingstrom, just trying to push him flat onto his back, but nice job by Wingstrom to maintain control. Now they're back into the referee's position. A quick stalemate call. And so we'll go back to the center with 57 seconds left in the first period, and Ian Wingstrom, the Mustang Jr., leading 2-0. Wingstrom's trying to slide Lopez over to the right side, puts him down on his stomach, working for control of that right wrist. Still out to the right side and has that wrist and puts Lopez down on a hip. See if he can get control of it. Work into an armbar. Lopez broken flat down onto his stomach. Wingstrom riding. Now jumps over on the left side. Just gives up on it. Lets Lopez escape. So they'll go back to their feet. 18 seconds left in the first period. See if Wingstrom's going to try a last-second shot with about 10 seconds left here in the first period. They continue on their feet down to 5 seconds left in the period. The fireman's carry position, but won't complete the shot before the period comes to a close. So Wingstrom leads by a score of 2-1. They'll head into the second period. Wingstrom on top, and now to start the period, he'll work from the bottom of the referee's position. He's onto his feet, gets turned back in sprawl position as they go out of bounds, and he will get the escape for that. So Wingstrom will take the lead 3-1. In case you missed it, we had a parade of forfeits to start out this match. It was 30-6 before we got to our first match of the night. Started at 160, went through the top of the order. Mustangs gave up a forfeit at 106, and now Ian Wingstrom wrestling here at 113. Is the first varsity match of the night. As Wingstrom in on a shot, trying to walk up the body, he will get there, and he'll get the 2-point takedown. Wingstrom goes up by a score of 5-1. Wingstrom throws in a double spike, wraps both legs in, trying to flatten down Lopez. Mashes that left forearm down on the back of the head. Now comes back with a hard crossface from the left side. He's able to flop over Lopez. And now got the headlock, lifting that leg up high. Almost like that pick and step move. Came into it a little funny, but that's what it looked like. And he gets 3 back points for it as Lopez flops back over, and that will give Wingstrom the 8-1 lead with 40 seconds left in the second period. They're working their way back up into the referee's position. A stalemate called with 31 seconds left here in the second period. So Wingstrom will ride. He's just going to give up the free escape. And so that score is now 8-2. Wingstrom tries a quick shot. Now, second shot comes in and tries to trip an ankle. He's hanging on. Wrapped around that ankle, picks it up high, and trying to finish off the takedown. He will get the 2 points. That puts Wingstrom up by a score of 10-2 now with 5 seconds left in the second period. That puts Ian Wingstrom into major decision territory up by 8. They're going to start on their feet for the final 2 minutes here. The Mustang Junior on top. 10-2 the score. They work from their feet. Here's a shot. Reaching for that single leg, trying to get wrapped around it. He picks up that ankle again. His last takedown was in the same fashion. Lopez trying to stay out to the side. They do continue side by side, but Wingstrom draped around that ankle. Now trying to pick it up. Turn in, picks up that ankle, and he's trying to drag. He does get Lopez dragged back in and gets his 2 points. Trying to turn it into a cradle. I think he may have that cradle. Got a near side cradle, and now what can he do with it? He leads 12-2. But Lopez just sitting on a hip. Now Wingstrom walks over the top, and he's got it stacked up, and this is big trouble for Lopez. Ian Wingstrom gets the pin. It comes at 5 minutes and 3 seconds. 5 minutes and 3 seconds to pin time for Ian Wingstrom. 36-6 the dual score right now. Cody Carpenter coming up next. Let me tell you about Central Auto Parts for all of your auto supply needs. Stop by Central Auto Parts at West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. So Cody Carpenter out on the mat, and he's going to be wrestling against Dylan Pickrell. Carpenter starts the match off on his knees. Staying down on one knee, just trying to get below Pickrell. Just underway in this 120-pound match. Again, we started at 160. Had a big series of forfeits. Right into a drop by Pickrell. He puts Cody Carpenter onto his back with 1:35 to go in the first period. And Carpenter's able to flop back onto his stomach, but he'll give up all 3 back points, and that'll put him down by a score of 5-0. So Cody Carpenter trailing. Mustang sophomore making his way up onto his feet, but he gets dumped right back down with 1:08 to go. Here in the opening period of this match here at 120 pounds. Carpenter up to his knees, trying to make his way up onto his feet. Gave up the big 5-point move. .45 seconds left in the first period. And Dylan Pickrell had the arm barred up and was starting to make his way, starting to get it turned over, but may have lifted that arm a little too high up above the shoulder. And so they'll restart in the center with 35 seconds left in the first period. Carpenter tries to sit out, and now he's just trying to break the tight waist grip of Pickrell. Cody Carpenter's just not been able to get anywhere working from the bottom of the referee's position. And Carpenter makes his way up on his feet briefly, but gets dumped right back down in the final few seconds of the first period. So after the first, it'll be Cody Carpenter trailing by a score of 5-0. Carpenter's going to have to ride here in the second period. Here's the sit-out by Pickrell. And Carpenter follows him. Does a complete spin, and they're back near the same position they started. Now there's Pickrell up onto his feet, just trying to grab that knee, gets turned back in. A locked hands call. A locked hands call against Cody Carpenter, and then immediately after that he gets reversed. So that's going to make it 8-0. Cody Carpenter trailing. A minute 20 to go in the second period. Cody Carpenter's down by a bunch. He trails 8-0. Tries a Granby roll, but a good follow by Pickrell. Dylan Pickrell, who's just a freshman for the Northridge Grizzlies. Carpenter, a sophomore, here at 120 pounds tonight. And the 2-pound growth allowance after Christmas as well, so these wrestlers can weigh up to 122 pounds. So Pickrell begins to ride up high, and now here comes Cody Carpenter looking back in, and he's going to get the 2-point reversal. Can he get Pickrell turned over? He's got him close now. He's getting some back points. So it's 8-2, and now he's getting the back points waived. The right shoulder of Dylan Pickrell is up off the mat, but Cody Carpenter needs to get out to a side maybe and level that shoulder out. 10 seconds left in the period. Don't think he's going to be able to get the pin from here, but he's sure going to get all 3 back points. Cody Carpenter just needs to get that right shoulder settled in to Pickrell, but the 3 back points make it 8-5. So Cody Carpenter back in the match now, trailing just by 3. He was down 8-0, but a nice 5-point move gets him right back into it. And now in the third period, Carpenter will work from the bottom of the referee's position. See if he can come up with another 5-point move to take the lead. Hits his sit-out, but Pickrell barred up on the arm. Now here is Carpenter up on his feet, turns to face, gets his 1-point escape. It's 8-6, a 2-point match. Cody Carpenter down by 2. The wrestlers on their feet. Minute 40 left in the match. A takedown would tie it. They break apart, come back into the center, and Carpenter again from his knees. Crawl on his knees, goes for a low ankle pick, and he's going to step through, and I'm not sure anybody's got control. Not a good position for Pickrell. Now, got to be close here, just about to get a takedown for Cody Carpenter. He's got a big, hard cross face, trying to pressure away Pickrell. Now he will get it. He'll get the 2, and we're tied. 8-8. And Cody Carpenter riding with 1 minute left in the match. He's got a near side cradle. Can he turn that over into some back points in the final 50 seconds of the match? 8-8. All tied up. Mustang sophomore trying to put his opponent on his back to take the lead. Here's a sit out and turn in. There's the escape. So 9-8. Cody Carpenter trailing by 1 now. 35 seconds. He needs to take down the win. Here's the shot. Drives through. And both wrestlers on their knees. 30 seconds left. Front headlock put on by Pickrell to keep him away. They go side by side. 20 seconds left. Here's deep double leg drive, and that's going to be a takedown for Dylan Pickrell. So mistake by Cody Carpenter will put him down 11-8. 10 seconds left in the match. And we're going to get a stalling on Pickrell. 10 seconds left in the match. And it is a 3-point deficit for Cody Carpenter. Would need an escape and a takedown or reversal to back points. Not enough time to do it. Doesn't get a quick move off the whistle. And Cody Carpenter, here now he turns in, and he's going to get the escape. It's 11-9. Great match for Cody Carpenter, but loses a tough one. 11-9 is the final score of the match. Premier Farm Credit, one of our sponsors tonight, committed to serving those in production ag. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending. So we move to 126 pounds, and again, we talked about Justin Wood not wrestling tonight, and that means a forfeit for Jesus Ochoa. He'll go out and take his forfeit. That'll bring up Jacob Gherkin at 132 pounds. So just 3 matches left tonight. So here is Jacob Gherkin out on the mat against Willie Castillo. Mustang Jr. out there ready to go. The dual score right now is 36-15. Here's a shot by Gherkin. And turns a single leg into a 2-point takedown. And Gherkin's immediately got the lead. Gherkin working from the right side. Now comes with a half Nelson around on the left side. Gherkin works left side, right side, half Nelson on either side. He's trying to work a reinforced. Nope, he got the arm barred up, but the shoulder blades are out of bounds, so not going to be any back points as they flop out of bounds. So Jacob Gherkin has shot some back points, but they go out of bounds before he can get it done. But Gherkin leads by a score of 2-zip. We've got 1:19 to go here in the first period. So Jacob Gherkin riding. Working from the right side, got a hold of a wrist, just walks right over the top, and he's going to get... He had Castillo turned over close to back points. Now steps over the head, and now we are going to get some back points. Gherkin trying to settle back in a reverse half Nelson. Couldn't quite get it, or 2 back points awarded out of it, so Gherkin takes the lead 4-0. And they'll slip out of bounds with 38 seconds left in the first period. I don't know if Gherkin lost a contact. Must have. Looks like Jacob Gherkin lost a contact lens. Now Gherkin is going to give away the free escape, so it'll be 4-1. They're going to work from their feet. Jacob Gherkin leading by a score of 4-1. Here's another shot. Trying to finish off a double-leg takedown, driving through it. He'll get it. He goes up 6-1. So Gherkin continues to ride. Gherkin steps over the head in that corkscrew. And Castillo, see if we get any back points. 2 back points. Castillo is flopping around pretty hard. 2 more back points will make it 9-1 for Ian Wingstrom. Wingstrom gets the choice. He wants to work from the bottom this time. So Jake Gherkin will work from the bottom of the referee's position. Hits his switch, gets turned back in, and he'll get a 2-point reversal. So that'll put him up by a score of 11-1. Gherkin up by 10, tries to work around the left side. Trying to get control of a wrist here with 1.5 minutes to go in the second period. Up by a bunch, but looking for a pinning combination here. Got the right arm barred up. Now he's trying to walk around the right side of the head, sliding Castillo all over the mat. That's the best defense against that, is to slip around. Now here it is. Gherkin gets him walked over, the right shoulder just barely off the mat. Gherkin trying to settle it in. He's getting closer. Gherkin trying to tighten the grip here and get a pin with just under 1 minute to go in the second period. Castillo flopping around pretty hard. Here comes the reverse half Nelson, and now Gherkin trying to lock it down. He's getting tighter and tighter. Castillo bridging hard. He'll flop near the edge of the mat, and he'll kick all the way to the very edge, and that will make it out of bounds. Might have been able to hear the Mustang coaches shouting to drag him back in, but pretty good leg strength by Castillo to flop all the way out of bounds. But with the 3 back points, it's 14-1. Jacob Gherkin leads. Gherkin up by a bunch. 30 seconds to go in the second period. Hooked around the right arm. See if you can run that bar again. On a walk around the right side, and this time Castillo just flips right over onto his back. And there's the pin. 3 minutes and 42 seconds to pin time for Jacob Gherkin, so he'll get the win. So Caleb Sills will be coming up next to the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Give you a chance to hear about a few more of our sponsors. Northern Colorado Title, for all of your title needs. Visit Tim Weimer at Northern Colorado Title at 205 West Kiowa in Fort Morgan. And Bijou Tequette, stop by at 302 Main Street in Fort Morgan. Leather jackets, t-shirts, banners, and more. They're also your local experts customizing your team's sports apparel. So here he is, Caleb Sills out on the mat. Up to 138 pounds, Eric Palomino. Big toss by Sills, but they go out of bounds. 42-15 the dual score right now for the Mustangs. They continue to head slap, working inside the 10-foot circle. Almost 30 seconds gone in the first period. Caleb Sills, a senior for the Mustangs. One of 5 seniors on the squad this year for Fort Morgan. A lot of slapping, not a lot of locking up. Double stalling called by the official. So now they'll begin to connect. Break apart one more time. Forehead to forehead. Palomino sliding all over the mat. And Caleb Sills trying to track him down. Under a minute to go in the first period. Mustangs again lead in the duel 42-15 here at Northridge High School. Now they'll slowly make their way back into the center. Not a lot to describe right now. The Northridge wrestler, Eric Palomino, doing circles around Caleb Sills. Neither one with an opportunity to take a shot here. 20 seconds left in the first period. Palomino just continuing to do clockwise circles. Final few seconds of the period. There's the second warning against Palomino, and that will... No, they go the other way. Still. So that will add a point, give a point to Palomino. So Caleb Sills down on the match right now, 1-0. He gets the choice. He's going to work from the bottom. There was a double stalling warning early, and then the second stalling call went against Caleb Sills, so he gives up the point. Excuse me. We're underway in the second period. Sills making his way up onto his feet. Gets the escape, and we're tied 1-1. Caleb Sills all tied up, minute 44 to go in the second period. The shot by Palomino tripped the ankle, and then he nearly had to take down. He ran out of real estate. Caleb Sills about got turned. Palomino, a sophomore. Sills, the senior. And I'm not sure what happened to Palomino. He got back to the line and fell over. He's back up onto his feet. But he looks pretty sore. So they're going to get him squared away. Let's tell you about one or two more of our sponsors here while we have the opportunity. Insurance Connection, whether it's health, life, or dental insurance or Medicare supplements. See Sharon Kaufman at Insurance Connection. Equitable Savings and Loan, one of our sponsors tonight, Northeast Colorado's hometown savings and loan in Fort Morgan and Brush. We're back underway. Wrestlers are on their feet, a minute 27 to go in the second period. Caleb Sills and Eric Palomino. Here's a shot by Palomino hanging onto the left leg of Caleb Sills. Sills sprawled on top of him. Big hard crossface from the left side by Caleb Sills. They're going to go out of bounds before anything can happen. Now Sills looks a little banged up. So he's going to need a minute. Both wrestlers getting banged up a little bit. So they'll get him checked out. There's 1 minute, 10 seconds to go here in the second period. And we are nearly done with this match. Caleb Sills, wrestling here at 138 pounds, will have a match at 145 pounds, which will be our final match of the night. We're ready to roll. Back underway, wrestlers on their feet. Just over a minute to go in the second period. The score is tied 1-1. A weak shot by Palomino. And now, Sills got turned in, was driving through on a double-leg tackle and just ran out of room again, so they go out of bounds and come back to the center. 50 seconds to go. Clock winding down in the second period. Two wrestlers on their feet. Score remains tied 1-1. Mustang senior Caleb Sills out there. 30 seconds left in the second. Each wrestler latched onto a wrist. Forehead to forehead. Now they split apart. Wouldn't be surprised to see another stalling call here. Just, yep, there's the stalling call. And that's going to be a point for both wrestlers. That's actually the second stalling against Caleb Sills. So the score is now tied 2-2. However, Caleb Sills has been penalized twice for stalling. The only points he's given up in the match have been for stalling. And Palomino has won. Sills earned an escape and then earned a point on the stalling. Both of Palomino's points are stalling points. So Caleb Sills will ride here in the third period. Minute 40 to go. Sills looking for a cradle. He may have it connected. He does. He's trying to walk it over. Palomino trying to kick out of it. He's got Palomino down on a hip. And he gets turned over for some back point. Minute 25 of the match. There he's got it turned over. Here comes some back point. Back looking fairly tight. The left or the right shoulder. Up there's the pin. So that pin comes at 2 minutes and 44 seconds for Caleb Sills. 2:44 the pin time for Caleb Sills. And that'll bring us to our last match. Palomino looks hurt. Not sure. Got caught in that cradle there. Looking maybe a cramped muscle. They're checking his right ankle. Yep, he's got a leg cramp. Raising that right leg up, trying to get him stretched out. So while they do that, and while we prepare for our next match, let's take a commercial timeout. We'll take a quick break. We're back right after this on Morgan County's B106. So we've come to our final match of the night here, which is Richard Herrera, the freshman for the Mustangs. He's out on the mat taking on Refugio Flores, a junior. Last match of the night happening at 1:45. Derek Gray will finish the duel with a forfeit at 1:52. A nice little ankle trip put on by Herrera, and they continue to be out to the side. Flores protected himself with the front headlock and was able to hang on to it through the move. So they split apart, no takedown. Two wrestlers tapping foreheads. A minute 15 to go in the first period of this one. 145-pound match here at Northridge High School. Here's a better shot by Herrera. Can he drive through and finish this and try to trip the ankle? Now he'll finally drive all the way through. He's got Flores onto a hip, but Flores quickly latches onto a knee to protect himself. So Herrera not able to finish the takedown. And now Herrera is just sprawled out on top, and they'll split apart. Mustangs Richard Herrera, scoreless here, had a couple of shots at takedowns, not able to complete them, though. 30 seconds to go in the period. There's a caution for stalling against Flores. Third good shot by Herrera. Can he trip it to finish the takedown? There he got it, but he didn't keep the feet in. If he'd have kept his left knee in, he would have earned the takedown. One of those techniques that you learn as you age. The freshman just couldn't quite finish it, keeping the toes in bounds. 15 seconds left in the first period. Herrera reaching in for another shot. He's not going to be able to finish it, though. The period will come to a close. Scoreless after the first period. So it will be Herrera riding. He jumps on from the left side. Comes in a big hard cross. But Flores turning back in towards him. And Herrera steps into a headlock. No reversal awarded yet, but It is a headlock for Flores, but he's out to the side with it now. No. In fact, there were back points on it, so it was a 5-point move. Reversal and 3 back points. Herrera is now turned back in with 1:20 to go in the second period. They'll split apart. Herrera will get his first point of the match, but all of a sudden he's down 5-1. Flores in on the shot now. Getting hard cross face by Herrera. Trying to get spun around. He'll get his 2 points. Mustang freshman Richard Herrera riding from the left side, trailing in the match 5-3 now. Gave up a 5-point move, then earned an escape and just got a takedown. So he's down by 2. Riding from the left side over on the far edge of the mat. Listening to Mustang Wrestling here on KPRB Brushford Morgan. Morgan County's B106. Another stalling goes against Flores, and so that'll be a penalty point awarded to Richard Herrera. Herrera will be down now 5-4. So he's within 1 point. And right over on the far edge of the mat, 10 seconds left in the second period. They'll slip out of bounds. 4 seconds left in the period. Herrera just needs to not make a mistake here to ride out the second. Flores set. Herrera's going to jump on to the left side. And the jump goes a little bit early. Oh, now we've got blood. So Herrera bleeding with just a little bit of blood out of the nose with 2 seconds left here in the second period. Richard Herrera trailing by a score of 5-4. Tell you about one more of our sponsors here. This timeout is brought to you by Edwards Right Price Market in Flowerland, located at 1201 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Stop by and get what you need to refuel on game days at Edwards Right Price Market in Flowerland. Just about got it all cleaned up, and we'll be able to finish out the second period. Again, only 6 varsity matches wrestled tonight. 8 open weights. 7 by Northridge and 2 by the Mustang. So the period comes to a close. We'll head into the third period. Richard Herrera trailing by a score of 5-4. See if Herrera can work off the bottom and build a lead here. Makes his way up onto his feet, trying to break the wrist grip. Big tight waist, and now Herrera about to break that grip. He gets dumped down, though. Keeps working on immediately heading back, trying to get back to his feet, get himself turned in. Herrera springs a leak from his nose again. So we'll continue to work on the blood. While they do that, let's take a quick commercial break. We're back after this here on Morgan County's B106. They continue to work on the blood coming out the nose of Richard Herrera, the Mustang freshman. And the disinfectant spray, they're wiping down his legs, his arms. Apparently he got a little bit of blood everywhere. They do have his opponent, Refugio Flores, cleaned up. The junior for Northridge is out waiting for his opponent, but Herrera still getting cleaned up. This, again, the final match of the night. Derek Gray, the last Mustang to be announced, he'll pick up a forfeit right after this match, and that'll conclude the duel. The Mustangs are going to win this one. They're up by a score of 48-15 in the duel right now. Herrera's down by 1. We're back underway with 1:40 to go in the match. Herrera up onto his feet. Picked up high with strong tight waist by Flores. And Herrera still on his feet, trying to get turned back in. But just a great tight waist grip by Flores, not letting him go anywhere. Now they'll go out of bounds. Oh, it looks like Flores did let him slip out right as they go out of bounds, so it's a 1-point escape for Richard Herrera. We're all tied now with 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the match. We've already had stalling points awarded to both wrestlers. So these two guys are going to have to stay active the last 60 seconds. Herrera in on a shot, but gets blocked off. Now reaching again for the ankle, or for the back of the knee. 50 seconds left here in the third period, all tied 5-5. Here's Herrera with a double leg. He had a couple of these before. Can he finish one off? This one he's able to finish off. He takes the lead 7-5. 35 seconds left in the match. Richard Herrera now on top 7-5. Rides from the right side. He's been dinged for stalling before, so he's going to have to be careful as he rides. The final 22 seconds. I remember right, he's already had 2 single stalling points, so a stalling here would be worth 2, which would tie it. Herrera working from the right side, 8 seconds left. Nope. Okay, not able to keep full book here tonight, so I didn't have the stallings right, so just a stalling warning, so with 7 seconds left. It looks like Richard Herrera is going to hang on to win this one. Time runs out, and Herrera is going to win. Final score will be 7-5. So 7-5 will be the score of the final match wrestled tonight. So Derek Gray is going to step out and take his forfeit. Final of the duel is going to be 57-15. 57-15 will be the final duel score tonight as the Mustangs win another. We'll take one commercial break. We'll come back and we'll run you through the matches. Back after this on Morgan County's B106. Fort Morgan Mustangs win big here tonight. Final score is 57-15 in the duel, and only five matches wrestled here tonight. And we started out at 160 pounds, where there was a parade of forfeits for the Mustangs. Brandon Hoffman, Ben Hokenadel, Chris Schreiber, Jesus Ibarra, and Angel Del Campo all picked up forfeits. And then the 106-pounder for Northridge, David Flores, picked up a forfeit. So we didn't have our first match until 1:13, the duel. The duel score was already 30-6 before a whistle was even blown in the varsity match. So Ian Wingstrom did get a pin in 5 minutes and 3 seconds for the win. Cody Carpenter, a tough loss. He ended up losing. Final score was 11-9. With Justin Wood's injury, he was out, and Dylan Jesus Ochoa picked up a forfeit for Northridge. Jacob Gherkin got a win, 3 minutes 42 seconds, the pin time for Gherkin. Sills got a pin in 2 minutes and 44 seconds, and Richard Herrera finished out the duel at 145 pounds with a 7-5 win. There were 3 JV matches. The Mustangs losing all 3 of those matches. Seth Gapter was pinned in 59 seconds. Moises Sebastian was pinned in 5 minutes 16 seconds. And Powers Wilno losing a 13-5 decision over Isaias Rodriguez. So the Mustangs win again the duel 57-15. Our next Fort Morgan wrestling match will be coming up on Thursday of next week, as the Mustangs will travel to Sterling to take on the Tigers. We'll have that one on 7 o'clock next Thursday, the next Fort Morgan Mustang wrestling match. So that is going to do it for Mustang Wrestling here on Morgan County's B106. Thank you to all of our sponsors making tonight's broadcast possible, including our post-game sponsor, High Plains Bank in Wiggins. No matter what your loan needs, stop by High Plains Bank at 502 Central Avenue in Wiggins today. Also inquire about checking and savings accounts as well as CDs at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. Thanks to Brendan back in the studio keeping me on the air. And that's going to do it. I'm Jeremy Weathers saying thanks for tuning in and have a great evening.